Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to another CompTIA A+ 1101 practice exam by exam objective. And today we are looking at, you guessed it, exam objective 2.8. This is the final one for exam objective 2 as a whole. So this is exciting stuff. We're almost to the end. We feel the progress we're getting there. In this exam objective, we are going to be asked to cover different networking tools. More specifically, it states, given a scenario, use networking tools. That's kind of vague. So let's break down what we're probably going to be asked to do here. In front of us, we have 8 different networking tools. Crimper, cable stripper, Wi-Fi analyzer, toner probe, punchdown tool, cable tester, loopback plug, and network tap. Okay, there's a lot there. So we're likely going to need to decide what the most appropriate the most appropriate network tool is to use based on a given scenario, or we're probably going to be given a scenario where we are likely going to need to choose which networking tool is being used. Sorry, I stuttered there. I got a notification on my phone. One day I'll get a high quality camera when my business booms, right? Okay, so I'm going to look at using these, that idea, right, to inform the questions that I give you here. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the first question. The question reads, you're setting up a new Ethernet cable for your home network and need to attach the RJ45 connector. Which tool is most appropriate for this task? A. Crimper, B. Cable stripper, C. Wi-Fi analyzer, and D. Toner probe. Pause the video, have a think if you need to. Pause it right now because your answer's coming up in 3, 2, 1, now. The answer is a crimper. So, guys, before I get into specifically why that's the right answer and what a crimper is, this is pretty much everything you're going to need to know when it comes to this right here. This is an excerpt from my learning guide over at journeytocyber.com. Gives you the most simple explanations of everything you're going to need to know to be able to smash this exam objective. So, let's take a look at them one by one. The crimper, which is the correct answer to that. Crimpers are used to attach the end of a cable to a connector. For example, pushing an Ethernet cable into an RJ45 connector, right? So you use this to push the cables into the connector itself. So you've got the end of the connector, you've got the cables, you would use the crimper to connect the cables to the connector so that you can then plug the actual connector into the port that is going into, okay? Crimper connects cables to the connector itself. That's pretty much all you need to know for it. A cable stripper strips the coating of a cable back in order to expose the wires underneath. So you can see here in this image, which I think I got from eBay, it was just one that was for sale. In this image here, in the bottom right of it, you've got the wire completely sheathed, I suppose you could say, goes into the cable stripper, and the cable stripper then turns those wires into what you see on the bottom left-hand corner there, where they have the inner wires exposed, right? So a cable stripper peels back that outer layer and exposes the wires on the inside. That's all you got to know for it. That's literally it. Okay, a Wi-Fi analyzer shows the frequencies that are in use on a wireless network and is used to visually see what is happening on a wireless network. So you can see in this image here, which I grabbed from just Google Images, right? You'd be surprised what you can find if you just go to Google Images, type in these terms, and it'll give you a pretty good idea of what they do. So here you've got the channels down the bottom, so you can see what channels are in use. You've got basically all the information you need to have a look at a network, have a look at the wireless network and see what is happening, what channels are in use, etc. So if you're given a question that asks you, you need to have a look at the wireless internet connection at the wireless network and have a look at what is happening on there, you would be using a Wi-Fi analyzer to do that, okay? The next one is a toner probe. A tone generator sends a tone through a wire while the probe detects the tone when it is close to the wire. This can be used to locate the other end of a wire. So, of course, guys, in these kind of large enterprise environments, you're going to be using patch panels. There's going to be a lot of cables, a lot of cable management happening. You're all going to be wound tightly together, and it's going to be difficult to follow with your eye where the cable goes, and it can kind of get lost. So you would attach one end of a toner probe to the cable that you know you want to identify, and the other end of that cable will be plugged in somewhere else. You then get the the other component and you would tap on the wires. Oh, there's no sound. There's no beeping. Then you get a beep, right? You get a tone. That's how you know you found the right wire. The wire that is attached to end A is now the wire that you are touching with end B because it's detected that tone that's being sent out by end A, okay? So if you need to find a lost wire or you need to identify if where a wire is, you're probably going to want to use a toner probe, all right? The next one was a punchdown tool. So this punches a wire into a wiring block. So you have a wiring block, you want to connect a wire to that wiring block, you're going to use a punchdown tool to do that. That's that simple, guys. That's all you need to know for that one. And a cable tester shows the wiring map of a cable. If you are not sure whether a cable is wired correctly, you can use a cable tester. This will show you whether each wire has been connected to the correct pin. So, in essence, a cable tester will tell you if a cable or a wire is set up correctly. Are the individual wires connected to the pins that they should be connected to? Let's say you have a cable, you're plugging it in, it's not working, you've eliminated all other variables, and now you want to troubleshoot by seeing if there's something wrong with the wire itself. You could plug it into a cable tester, and you might see from the results on the screen, oh, okay, the wires are connected to the wrong pins. So you could then fix that up, plug it back in, it's connected to the right pins, plug it into the port that you originally tried to connect it to, and it's probably going to work now. So basically, you're going to use a cable tester to test the quality of a cable, see if the wiring is done correctly. Okay, that is the purpose of a cable tester. The next one is a loopback plug. A loopback plug connects a device to itself in order to see if the port is working as expected. The device will send data and receive data on the same port. This allows you to eliminate all other potential variables and test whether or not that port is working. So essentially, if you have a suspicion that a port isn't doing what it's supposed to do, you can plug in a loopback plug. And the reason that's a good thing is because the loopback plug doesn't just send data, it doesn't just receive data, it sends and receives data, right? It's kind of doing everything. So it's eliminating all other variables. So the only thing that will affect whether or not it works is going to be if that port is working or not. So you can use it to test if a particular port is working or not, okay? That's what you would use a loopback plug for. And then finally, I believe this is the last one here, we have a network tap, which copies the data traveling over a network. So you might have person A and then person B, and you might want to say, hey, I wonder what person A is saying to person B. I think he's talking smack about me. You could go into the middle here, insert a network tap, and then have a wire running out into your computer, and you would be capturing all the data going through there. Okay, so if you want to capture data traveling over a network, you would use a network tap. Now, guys, that's it. That's literally it for that exam objective. That took us all of under 10 minutes to get through. So long as you can identify what each tool is used for, you're going to be completely sweet. Now, if you want some additional resources to help you get ready for your A+1101 exam, I'm your man, because I got them over at journeytocyber.com. We have learning guides, we got practice exams, we got performance-based question simulation. That's a really cool one that I'm excited about. And we got some bundles there for you too. And I'm going to, just because you've watched my video, I'm going to give you a secret code to get 10% off of my Ultimate Success Bundle, which will get you the learning guide, practice exams, and performance-based question simulations. By the way, the practice exams all have performance-based questions in them as well. So you're going to get so much practice with performance-based questions. It's absolutely just honestly unreasonable at this point how much practice you'll get in. So the code is I want success now, right? So head over, get 10% off that if that's something you're interested in. Of course, you can pass just by watching these free videos. I think there's plenty of valuable information in the videos I'm putting out. You don't need this stuff, but if you want to absolutely secure yourself and be super confident and have practice exams, this is an option for you. Now, the kicker with this is this code will stop working on April 25th on the dot. As soon as we hit April 25th, Australian Eastern Standard Time, so you might have to do some conversion math there, this code will not work anymore. So make sure if you want this, if you're interested in it, you want to get that 10% discount, do that ASAP. All right. Other than that, guys, I will see you in the next video where we're going to start on exam objective 3. I'm super pumped. We're going to smash it. It's a bit complicated, but come on, we got this. I'll see you there.